All right, hello everyone, and welcome to our first video for October. That means it's hockey season. All right, 9 days to go, just 9 more. So yeah, we are in the middle of camp for most teams. We have, let's see, the teams that are in camp starting this week. We have Binghamton, Watertown, PD, Columbus, Topeka, Indiana, Port Huron, uh, Danbury, Biloxi, and Monroe. They are in training camp getting ready for the opening night games on October 10th, and Biloxi and Monroe face each other on the 11th. So yeah, it's just around the corner. A lot of things happening, primarily with the league, not so much the teams. Although we do have some trades that we're going to recap. But for the most part, it's talking about some stuff going on with the league that I feel that you should be aware of. So we'll get into that. A lot of teams are putting out their failed to report lists, and a couple of teams spelled things out and explained this is what's going on. So and so is not going to be in camp because I like that transparency. It eliminates a lot of guesswork and a lot of um, assumption, and hopefully a lot of rumors as well. So, oh, so-and-so's not in camp. I wonder what's going on. Well, Columbus and Port Huron told you what's going on. So, very candid about it. So, anyway, more teams will be putting those out in the next couple of days. So, keep a watch for that on the transaction page. Now, a lot of players are having visa issues, particularly those who are Russian-born players coming out of Russia to come into the States. It's not that big of a problem if you're able to get what they call a P1 visa, which is a year-long visa. And the FPHL was hoping to be able to extend those P1 visas to potential players. Unfortunately, their application with the INS was a little late, so it just didn't happen this year. Probably will for next season, and that'll eliminate a lot of issues. Um, Players are only able to get 6-month visas. A lot of players coming in, and that's the problem. So anyway, yeah, a lot of the players that you are going to see as failed to report are having difficulty getting to the States. That's why they are failed to report. Basically, the teams have to file that. They have to put that list out. I am hoping. I had a chat with a Thunderbirds fan today. We were talking about this issue, and we agreed. We hope that the league might extend um, a grace period for players who are having difficulties with visas, because right now the way things are set up, if you put on the failed to report list, you have to sign and report by November 30th. That may or may not be possible with all foreign-born players. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a little bit of a leeway given in those cases. We'll wait and see what happens. Let's see, what else did I put on here? Oh, yes. The rosters. This is big news. And the league has done this on a limited basis in past years. This year, it extends to all teams. All right. For the month of October, team rosters are going to be 22. All right. Later on, they will be cut down to 20, which is what we were expecting. But because there's so much of a shuffle going on with players going up to the SPHL or the ECHL, um, getting tryouts and camps, maybe initially making the team, but then things don't work out after a couple weeks, so then they're filtered back down. Um, the Fed recognizes that that comes very much into play with things, and especially because this year the FPHL starts a week earlier and a few days earlier than a week earlier than the SPHL, a few days earlier than the ECHL. So that gives players time to find their spot, find their team. If things don't work out and they filter down, that allows everything to flow more naturally. You're not signing and cutting players every single day off of your roster. So expanding the roster to 22 for the first month, that goes through November 1st, which is a Saturday. I think that's really, really good. November 2nd, everyone's going to have to get down to 20. But and this will apply to all Fed teams because every team is playing in the second week. We have 10 teams that are playing in the first week, which is, I think, that's the most teams that we've had playing opening week for quite some time. So, yeah, 22 is going to be the temporary roster limit. And then November, we'll cut it down to 20. All right. Thor Nelson was added to the supervisory board for the on ice officials, and this is good. This is good to get a fresh face into this board. Yes, the league does have a supervisory board for on ice officials. It's an opportunity for there to be some coaching, some direction, feedback, positive and negative, for the on ice official. Because, of course, as we know, a lot of the officials that we have working games in the league are on the younger side. They're just moving up through the ranks. Just like the players, they want to move up too. The officials want to move up. And Thor Nelson was a linesman for over 1,000 games in the NHL, so he is very much qualified. So he will be joining the board, and I think that is great. That will provide a lot of potential growth with the officiating. Obviously, the more communication, the more feedback you get, the better. So that was really big news, something that really didn't get a whole lot of attention. It was mentioned on the Fed website, but we didn't talk about it all that much. But yeah, it's a big deal. So what else we have here? Okay. Oh yeah, this was put up there yesterday, Tuesday. Sporfie is going to become an app that's going to be the basis for league-wide coverage of games. All right. If you've noticed, if you go on the Fed website, you used to be able to go to the Game Center tab, click on that, and then when you clicked on that, you got FPHL Live. That would take you to a page which had all the links for all the teams for their YouTube pages. All right. Right now, that does not exist. That's been taken down, and instead, on kind of the bottom of the home page is this FPHL Live spot, and the link currently does not work for Sporfie. It says click the Sporfie app, and you'll be able to go to wherever you want to go with games in the league. That's still being worked on. The link is inactive right now, but I'm sure it's going to be up and running by October 10th. So if you're having a hard time finding a team's streaming website or link, you can go instead to the little Sporfie logo on the Fed website. Click on that once it's activated, and it'll take you from there. Sporfie is a free app. It's different than YouTube. Some things are the same, other things are different. So it's going to take some getting used to, but change is good, especially when you have a positive change. As far as I know, all the teams are still doing their YouTube, their YouTube pages, but God forbid we have an issue again. Now there's a backup. Now you can go to the Sporfie link and you can be sure to be able to catch all your team's games. So it's a good thing. All right, so yeah, got a new magnet, got a couple new magnets, and then used them all. So yeah, Parker Mescal participating in camp as a player, very unusual. I wrote the thing moves like Yager because I know a lot of people are like, how can an owner play for himself? Well, Jaromir Jagr has been doing it for 5 years now in Czechoslovakia with or the Czech Republic with his team Kladno, and it's worked. Jager's been playing, but he's also the owner of the team. So this is not Parker Mescal is not a uh, an exception to the rule type of thing. It's been done before. I do believe there are other teams in Europe that have owners that are playing. So it's different. I'm not sure how it works logistically in the Fed. I don't know. I don't have those answers. So this will be very interesting to watch develop. I was hoping to be able to talk to Parker in an interview, and our schedules are just he's busy, I'm busy, and we just couldn't make something work. Unfortunately, I would have loved to hear him maybe in a couple weeks, maybe after the season starts. Maybe he and I can touch base. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Parker obviously has the responsibility not just of playing, but he's got to take care of two clubs. He's taking care of Monroe and he's taking care of PD. So his plate's pretty full. All right, let's real quickly go through some of the trades that have happened over the last week. These are the teams that were involved in one or more trades. We'll just go through this real quick because I'm running a little long here. Okay, so Indiana traded Trevor Newman to the Danbury Hat-Tricks for financial considerations. There's another team in there, Monroe, too. Monroe sent Drew Welsh, played for the Prowlers a few games last year, sent him to the Hat-Tricks as well, again for financial considerations. We had a trade with Indiana and Twin City. Yep, got the logo. Cody Oakes going to the Thunderbirds, and Colton Wysick coming back to Indiana. I know, I believe Wysick has signed that already with the Sentinels. I do not know if Cody Oakes has signed with the Thunderbirds. I know he had a plan B playing for the Michigan Shadow of the MIHL. I don't know. Watertown, they sent Nick Gullo to the PD Ice Cats. Oh, I don't have the PD logo on here. Again, for financial considerations, a lot of these were just one-way trades. Cover some costs, kind of a little financial help in exchange for a player. Watertown and Indiana did trade 2 for 2. That was kind of one of the two big trades last week. It was Tanner Coleman and Isaac Embry going to the Sentinels in exchange for Brad Ryder and Chris Corrigan. I know Corrigan has already signed with the Wolves. So Corrigan is going back to the Wolves. This is his second time with the team. He's played with them before. Then we had a 3-way trade between Athens, Watertown, and Danbury. Athens got Gleb Ben Durkin, who was probably the most talented player in this trade, but still a lot of good players here. Watertown got defenseman Zach Ross from Danbury and PJ Demetrio from Athens and cash considerations from Danbury. And then Danbury got Mark Pozar from Watertown and Dennis Zajac, I'm sorry, also Watertown, in exchange, in exchange for the other players. Plus, they got some cash considerations from Athens. So this was kind of a complicated deal, but it all worked, and everyone got some players. And I'm curious to see Van Durken, how he performs with Athens. All right, so that is kind of covering everything that has happened through the week. Again, a lot of stuff with the league itself, and sometimes we just need to talk about the league, what's going on behind the scenes, as opposed to the teams. All right, so coming up this week on Facebook here with the Fed League Flash, Friday I will be airing an interview with Jack Hudick. I was able to talk with him this last weekend. I will post that on Friday. New head coach of the Indiana Sentinels. And a lot of you have met Jack. He's worked as a goaltender with the Dashers, with the Seawolves, and with the Watertown Wolves. So, now he's going to be behind the bench. Saturday, we're going to have our team previews for the Southeastern teams, Athens, Columbus, PD, and Twin Cities. Twin City, excuse me. Twin Cities is somebody else. Sunday, we're going to be previewing the Gulf Coast teams, Baton Rouge, Biloxi, and Monroe. So make sure to tune in for that. Of course, last weekend I did my previews for the Empire Division teams. You can go back and watch those again if you want to, or if you haven't watched them yet, check them out. Kind of do some much too early predictions based on what the team has now. And I just want to stress that real quick. The first month of the season, it's really hard to get a beat on how teams are going to do. You can take an educated guess, but rosters are in flux. There's still players being signed and added. And so what you look at today with, say, Watertown might not be the same as what you would say a month from now. So I did predictions based on what each team has now. That doesn't mean that I'm pigeonholing the teams. They're going to finish in fourth place, automatic. Yeah, it's speculation. It's fun. That's what us fans do. We speculate. We kind of look at things and say, hey, how do we think they're going to do? All right, so I'm going to do the same thing with the Continental Division. Now, Continental Division, very tough, very competitive. So it's going to be kind of wild guesses. I think I've made a somewhat educational guess on things, but again, it's just for fun. So don't get bent out of shape. If your team doesn't get a favorable seeding from me, don't worry. First of all, I'm not the one playing the games on the ice. And second of all, this is just fun. This is just for fun for now. We'll see how things end up in April. Like I said in one of my videos this last weekend, at the end of the year, I could end up looking like, wow, I got it right. Or I could end up looking like a total idiot. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. Make sure to hit like. Please hit subscribe if you have not done so already. Hit the notification bell so anytime a video comes up, hey, it's there. And also, please follow me on the Facebook page. As news happens, I post everything there on Facebook, and then we talk about it here on YouTube. All right, I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash. Have a wonderful rest of the week. We'll see you Friday for an interview with Jack Hudick.